No. Hello, hey guys, hey. Hey. Because I don't want to fight with TikTok. I'll go live when I have a place. But TikTok, it's just too much, and yeah, I want to have a place when I go live. Sorry, it's really windy outside. So yeah, hold on. Okay, hey guys. Sorry, it's really windy outside. Oh. The dust is getting in my face. Okay, sorry, it's really windy outside and the dust is blowing in my face. Like, it is really... Steak and eggs. I don't know if I would want steak and egg. Could make steak and egg one time. Spaghetti sounds good. Yes, I'm outside, but it's like kind of stormy, really windy, and it's light sprinkling. It's sprinkling a little bit. Well, I can't, and I'm trying to get a place, so that's becoming difficult. I have a lot that I have to do, so yeah. I can't see anything, sorry. The Dr. Pepper shake, what the heck is that? It was refunded, why are you asking? I never received not a cent. So, for people saying that I spent the money, no, I didn't. They refunded people's money back because they couldn't get a hold of Ryan, I believe it was. And because they couldn't get a hold of the one who ran the fundraiser, they gave the money back. I didn't trash any homeless people for ruining the city. To be honest with you, and I'm going to tell you the truth because this is something that needs to be said. The mayor does not care about the city, okay? it's filled with a bunch of homeless people sleeping on the streets. But that's not the issue. They're damaging property. They're breaking into small businesses, and small businesses are closing down. This city is becoming a ghost town, and it's not going to, if they want this city to flourish and make money to put into the city, they're not going to make money or be able to put money back into the city if they are not doing what needs to be done to fix the city. Like, small businesses are being broken into, small businesses are being damaged. Like, downtown is horrible. Like, if you go downtown at night, like, there's a lot of businesses that are shut down. Like, it's not even lively downtown. I mean, yeah, when they do have events and stuff, right? But for the most part, a lot of businesses, like, it used to be popping downtown, right? And when I go downtown, it's a bunch of traffic. Like, what do they have? Like, those traffic cones or whatever it is. They block off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They block off the street. So people can't cruise up and down Central anymore like people used to, because they stopped people from cruising. There was, like, a parking place where people used to go park and hang out, and then, you know, with their cars and stuff like that. Yeah, they've stopped people from doing that. And a lot of places downtown kind of shut down. I mean, the place that's probably popping is the library, and you got to pay $10 to get into the library, which is the club. It's a club called the library. My brother used to go with his friend, but you got to pay $10 to get in. It's not free to get in. And, like, some of the clubs downtown, you know, a lot of people, but it's not really what it used to be. And, like, gas stations are shutting down. A lot of businesses are shutting down. There's a lot of abandoned buildings. Like, businesses are really closing. Yeah, they're opening some new stuff up, but yeah, it's not like what it should be. And to be honest, and I'm going to tell you the truth, homelessness should not be a thing. People should not be homeless. They should have a house. Like, the fact that people drive by, that people treat this like a new normal, people should not be homeless. Yeah, but it should not be a thing. That's the issue. People should be able to afford to live. I saw someone that said they worked a 12-hour shift only to return to their outside sleeping spot. Why should a person have to work 12 hours just to go outside and sleep? That does not make sense. You work a 12-hour shift and at least have to sleep outside. Yes, I do. I have disabilities, and that's not why I don't want to work. The reason why I don't want to work is because I don't want to make money for somebody else. I don't want to work to not live, because literally you're working paycheck to paycheck. If I work, I still won't be able to afford a place to live. I'm not going to end up having to get a car to live out of a car and then not have a place to live. I still wouldn't be able to afford the living if I have some sort of income, if that makes sense. Like, that, there's no point in working. There is no point in working for less than a living wage. You have to make $3,000. If I work, I would have to make 3 times the rent. And I don't make 3 times the rent, because a lot of places want $1,000. So, sometimes upwards up to $2,000. It depends, even for a 2-bedroom, because we're no longer getting a 3-bedroom, obvious reasons. My brother's not live, but a 2-bedroom is still pretty expensive. Some places do 30% of your income, but that's like the subsidized housing, and then you are on a wait list, you know. So there's that. I've already looked into things. There's a lot of people that work, that live on the streets in Albuquerque. It used to be a place where people could live. They could make a living wage and they could live. That's why a lot of people came here, because Albuquerque is cheap. Hold on. But yeah, the thing is No, well, it won't be better than my living situation because I would be outside and having a job. I cannot work a job and not have a place to shower. That just doesn't make sense because, yeah, there are shelters you can go shower at, but they're not open on the weekends, and you have to get there before they close the shower. And I'm not going to go through all of that. I want to have a nice, clean place. I want to be able to shower. My situation would be even worse than where I'm at. I would be living out of a car and working a job just like my brother was. Like, people think that having a job makes everything better. No, it doesn't, because literally they just raised the minimum wage to $15, so they raised it by $3. But $3 is not much. If that makes sense. It is very windy. $3 is not a lot. I'm not gonna go get a gym membership to do all that. Like, I know about the gym membership. I know about the truck stops. I know about all of that. I don't feel safe living in a car, especially after what happened and I was carjacked. With my PTSD, that would be the worst thing to do. I wouldn't be able to sleep. If I lived in a car, I would be awake until I go to work the next day. Like, I won't be able to sleep. I will literally have to take medication to keep me awake because there's no way that I would be able to, go to sleep and not worry that something's gonna happen. Like, no, I'm sorry. I know about the truck stops. I know about the gym membership. I know about all that because when I lived in a car, that's what I looked up. But with my PTSD and everything that is happening, there is no way that I would literally do that. I would not live back in a car again. That's traumatizing enough as it is. And then you don't know, and then you could be, yeah. Like, there was literally a kid that was just unalive downtown in front of someone's food truck. Like, downtown, Albuquerque downtown. Like, he saw this person get blasted in the head 6 times for no reason. And unjustly killed for no reason. And I was like, oh my god, like, this girl was freaking out because she saw someone get shot right in front of her somewhere else in another state, and she had the blood all over her and all over her purse. Like, me, I have PTSD. You may have PTSD and can function, but I am very traumatized from what happened. Mind you, who cares if it was only just a year? That is something that is very traumatizing that I went through. That is very recent. If you saw your sibling dead in front of you, missing an eye, you literally would not function normally. And to have to tell someone, oh, well, just get over it, just don't think about it. This was just a recent thing. I'm not a normal functioning person. I've got major depression and PTSD. I'm struggling to even decipher whether or not I want to be alive. I'm trying to get me and my mom a place, but it's difficult. I'm trying to do all these things, but it's hard. And then, I gotta watch my surroundings. I gotta watch my back. I gotta watch things. And it didn't matter if I was on social media or not. This world is an unsafe place. And to expect someone to live normally in an unsafe place is weird. I don't live with fear. That's one thing I don't live with is fear. But one of the things that I gotta realize of myself is I gotta be safe. I gotta be safe. I can't walk around thinking I'm Miss Invincible. Of course, I have no fear whatsoever, but you can't walk around thinking that you're Mr. or Mrs. Untouchable, because you're not. You gotta be careful with these things, because something could happen to you. Like, there's been so much mass shootings. There's been so much shootings ever since my brother died. Like, there's been so much gun violence. It is crazy. They're not doing anything to take the guns out of the hands of people that have mental health crisis and mental illnesses. It's easy for them to go get a gun, and it's very, very scary, considering the fact of some of the stuff that I've seen. And it's not even gun violence. I literally saw a man stab a woman 34 times for rejecting him. And I saw the video and I tried to pause it because, man, that was horrifying to see, just wham, right in the back of the head and then just like all over. And I was like, oh my God, just like, I couldn't pause it. It kept playing. I could have swiped away, but I was just like freaking out because I was like, and yes, it did get blurred. But yeah, to be honest with you, that's very scary. And sometimes you just gotta understand that it's a dangerous world we live in. I've had creepy men come up to me. You know, I've never encountered a creepy woman. It's always a creepy man. And, you know, I just gotta protect myself, right? I used to have a creepy stalker in the truck. Like, when I was younger, when I was 19, I had a couple stalkers. Like, that's not, like, this guy, I don't know how he knew, because he didn't have a tracker on me, mind you. There was, like, none of those, like, where you had to worry about Apple tags, because for me, I never encountered him to where he put a tracker on me, right? I was just crossing the street, and this guy was in a green truck, and he said, psst, psst, come here. And I was like, I'm not going to your truck, I don't know you. So then what happened was that I kept walking, because I had to go to the store. I don't remember where I was going, the gas station, somewhere like that. So anyways, I'm going, and then next thing you know, like, anytime I went out somewhere, there he was. He would come out from the side streets, he would watch me, and then he would drive straight down the side street to act like he's not following me. And then he would watch me all the time, and he was a drunk too, and I was like 19 at the time. He would watch me all the time. Like, he knew when I was out. Like, anytime I would go to the store, there he was, just like driving. And I know he didn't live anywhere close by to where he could see me walking or coming out, or maybe he did and I just didn't notice. But it was stuff like that. Like, he would walk out or he would drive out with his truck. And, you know, one time he tried to kidnap me, and luckily the cop pulled up and I was able to get away. I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. I just froze because my fight or flight sense kicked into where I froze. I didn't know what to do. And he was trying to unbuckle his seatbelt at the red light, but it was stuck for some reason. And I was like, I could go back into the store, call the police, but my dad, with his mental illness, he was not on his medication. So at the time, I couldn't call the police because I knew if I called the police, that would have been a bigger issue. That would have caused a lot of problems. So I didn't have my phone at the time, because I was in the process of getting a phone, I think, because my phone was stolen. So I didn't have a phone to call 911. I didn't have that. Or, yeah, I think I only had, like, the Kindle. I can't remember, but I know I freaked out. I froze. Luckily, this cop pulled up. As he was trying to unbuckle his seatbelt, the light turned green, and he turned real quick and took off. I never saw him after that. After the cop pulled up, I was like, that cop was my savior, because if that cop would have never showed up, I probably would have been kidnapped. And mind you, that area is a dangerous area. It's like the road to the airport, and a lot of college students live in that area, and a lot of women from UNM have gotten sexually assaulted there. And there's been a lot of people on drugs that go to that park there. There's a lot of, it's an unsafe area, that area. Like, that area is a dangerous area to be in, because, like, there's been twice at night. One night I was walking and this car was tinted. It just stopped right in the middle of the road. I was looking at the car and the car was looking at me. Whoever was in there was looking at me, and I couldn't see who it was because the windows are tinted. And I just, like, froze up because I'm like, what is this person gonna do? Then I just kept walking, and then, like, they were kind of parked. They didn't, nothing. The second night, the same thing happened. Like, I don't know if it was the next night or the night after. The same thing stopped right in the street. Tinted windows. I looked at it. They were looking at me, obviously, and then just took off. Like, yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff there. But that guy literally was gonna kidnap me. Like, he was getting out of... First of all, you don't get out of your car and leave it at a red light. He was gonna drag me into his car. I was going to be kidnapped. Like, that is something that it's like hard to process. I'm not banned on TikTok, guys. I can go live on TikTok. I just don't want to go live on TikTok because then I have to deal with things. My face has to be on camera, first of all. I can do a green screen, but my face has to be showing. Because then I either get a strike for saying unauthentic. I don't know. And then I get banned for saying bullying and harassment when I'm not bullying and harassment. Or bullying and harassing anyone. So I'm taking a break from TikTok till I can go live and show my face. So there. Nobody said I'm fantasizing about being kidnapped. That's just literally what happened. And you're weird for even saying that. Nobody said that. It's just crazy that happened to me. And if that cop had not pulled up, I probably would have been kidnapped. And that area, like I said, it's a very dangerous area. It used to be, I don't know. When I was there, because I stayed at the same place I stayed at when that happened, because I was under an assumed name for safety reasons. When I would go visit my mom, mind you, thank you to the people that did donate money to my Cash App when I had my Cash App before I lost it. So people donated money to my Cash App. And I want to say thank you because that helped me get a lift. I took a lift every day to and from the hospital because at night I didn't want to take the bus back because I was afraid. And I knew the area and I'm like, no, I'm not taking a bus back by myself because then I have to go by myself on this bus. Then I have to walk up this street to get home when I could just have them drop me off right there. When I went to the room, I would go upstairs. I would look. And I would run to the room, run in, lock the doors, and then when I ordered food, I would, I freaked out ordering food, because the DoorDash, they gave me a $500 gift card, the Crime Victims Unit did for DoorDash. So, when I ordered dinner, I would go home, I would leave at 7, get home at 8, so I would spend all day with my mom at the hospital. So I would get up at 6 or 7. I would get there early. I don't remember if they had like a visiting time. I know I would get there early, and then I would leave at 7 o'clock at night, and then I would go back home. So, yes, I did get freaked out because I was in a carjacking, a violent crime. So yes, I was very scared. So I would look and then I would run and lock the door, especially when I ordered food. That was hard for me to do, but because I needed to eat dinner, so of course I would try to eat something different every night, not all the same stuff. Yeah, sometimes I would eat McDonald's, Burger King, but my favorite was BJ's barbecue wings. Oh my god. No, barbecue. It was barbecue ribs. People got mad because I said I ordered finger licking ribs, and I was like, I got a $500 gift card to DoorDash. What do you expect me to do with that? Like, hello? It didn't make sense why people was complaining about a card that I was using. Thank you. And then people told me that I wasn't using the gift card properly. Like, what? Oh, you're not spending your gift card properly. They didn't tell me I had to spend it on what they said. It's a $500 gift card to DoorDash. I can spend it however I please. So, anyways, it was hard to even leave my mom at night because I didn't even want to go home. I was so scared of being alone that I just wanted to spend the night at the hospital, but I couldn't. I had to go home. And that, to me, when my mom passes away, is very scary because I don't have nobody. You know what I mean? And for me, life is scary. And it's not in a sense of like I live in fear. It's like people coming into my life, leaving me, having nobody. My mom dies and then that's it. You know, I know my mom said don't think about that right now, but it's kind of hard not to because I really don't have anybody right now in my life except my mom. And I know people are gonna mention my dad. My dad is in the streets on substances and has a mental illness. There's nothing I can do more for him. We've tried to help him get on his medication. He does not want to. So on that point, there's nothing more I can do for him. I don't have my dad. When my mom passes away, that's it. Like, you know, my dad will be alive. I'm not saying like, oh, he's dead to me in that sense, but there's nothing more I can do for my dad. My dad has been a problem since we've had a place. Every time we get a place, we lose a place because he doesn't stay on his medication. And for me, I can't have that on me if I lose a place because my dad isn't, you know, because my dad goes crazy again. Like, me and my mom are all we have, and we have to take care of ourselves now. And that's what someone said. You and your mom have to take care of yourself now. You can't take care of your dad. You've already tried to take care of him. It's not being heartless. It's not being uncaring. I still care about my dad. It's just that I gotta focus on myself and my mom and getting us housing, and it's been really hard. And I'm trying to survive and stay alive when my brain is telling me you need to go be with your brother because it's too hard. Someone leaves me and then I'm stuck. I don't have a lot of friends like everybody else. I don't make friends because when I make friends, they leave. So I would just rather not make friends so I don't have to deal with that hurt or deal with being hurt, you know? Yeah, like, people have all these friends. People have someone to talk to. I don't. Like, my brain was so bad that I wanted to run out into the traffic. I told myself, just run into traffic. Like, I am fighting a daily battle with my brain every day because I do good. I wake up, I feel okay, I'm doing good, and then I'm back in that mindset. And here I am sad. Here I am depressed. Here I am. I cannot function. No, I don't make friends because people leave. The only friend that I actually have, well, not only real friend, because I've had friends, and I'm not going to be rude, but one of the realest friends I had died on my birthday. Anytime she would get mad, she would always come back. She would always talk to me. It wasn't like she was like, I'm not your friend no more. I felt bad because she wanted me to contact her, but then she died. I couldn't find her number. I lost it. You know, like, I became a hermit, and I didn't want to leave my house. We used to go out and do a lot of things. Like, I would run errands with her, all that stuff. I would go out. We would see some cool, like, we would see some crazy stuff happen. We would run into interesting people. Like, she was one of those people that even though she lived middle class, or, you know, like, she wasn't poor, but she wasn't rich, she still hung out amongst the homeless, knew where to get clothes, knew where to get food, knew all the places, helped every single person. Like, everyone knew her. She was just that person that everyone knew, you know, where we lived. But for me, when she died, my grandma had also died around that time. My other grandma died, and then she died, and I didn't have any, like, I couldn't process that, you know what I mean? It was hard for me to process because it was things that, you know, kept happening. So I had to keep processing that. Sorry, someone was talking to me. I was like, oh, that's kind of scary. But yeah, it just like kept, it was like, sorry, whenever someone talks to me, that's, no, they didn't. My grandma died because she got sick for a week. My uncle didn't take her to the hospital. And then she was dying for 4 days, where she went home and took her last breaths. She went into the hospital, and she didn't catch COVID, by the way. This was at the height of COVID. But it wasn't because she caught COVID. She was sick for a week, and my uncle didn't take her to the hospital for a whole week. And she passed away. My other grandma passed away because, yes, she did give up. She gave up because she stopped taking my dad's calls. At that time, my dad was calling her. At that time, my dad was talking to her. And what happened is that she just stopped taking his calls. She didn't want to talk to him. He would try to call, and then she just passed away. She just gave up. She was in a home. She had a condo. She was doing real well for herself, had a condo. She was living in it, and then she went to a living facility, and then she essentially gave up is what happened. But anyways, so then that was the one uncle that literally is living in a house that is not his. So yeah, he's the one that's going online saying a bunch of stuff which is not true. He didn't offer us a place to live. My family, my mom and brother, decided to they wanted to live with him, but I said no, because the reason being is, if my brother's at work and he says you gotta get out, then where are we supposed to go? My brother can't leave work to come down and worry about us. See, here's the thing, we can go to the library. My brother can go to work, we can go to the library, we can get in the car, we can go DoorDash, and then park up and get ready, to go to sleep in the car. Whereas if we were at my uncle's house and something happened, and plus his girlfriend did not like us. I do not want to stay with someone that does not like me. You wouldn't want to stay with someone that doesn't like you either, because there's going to be a lot of tension. My mom did not like her. They did not like us. So yeah, I'm not going to stay in a house that is not even mine. Why would I want to stay in a house that he doesn't even deserve? Like, he wasn't even supposed to get the house, and I'm not even going to get into that. He was not in the will to get the house. Do we keep forgetting that? I was not going to have to go through that. I was not going to. You don't even know. He put us out not once but twice. Especially when I was in elementary school, he put me out in the street. I was literally not going to be put out in the street. It was not the first time he's thrown us out of my grandma's house. I already know that it's a repeated pattern. I'm not going to repeat the cycle of going back to my grandma's house, getting put out in the streets. The last time he put us out, we almost had to sleep on a bus bench, and he knew that, and he did not even care one bit. He did not even care, because my dad and his son got into it, and then they threw us out and they told us to get out, and I almost had to sleep on a bus bench, and he knew that, and he didn't care at all. I wanted my brother to die, so that doesn't make sense. How did I want my brother to die if I didn't know anything that was going to happen? I didn't know we were going to get carjacked, nor did I know about what was going to happen. You're literally acting as if I knew. It did not. I don't know how many times I had to say this because this is bothering me. It does not matter about the carjacking, and I'm going to state this over and over and over again. If we would have had a place, it still might have happened, because we do not know if this guy came from social media. And for people to post that what the cops said in the news, okay, yeah, so maybe he was fleeing from police and he ditched his SUV, but who cares? Him and his ex got into it over on social media like weeks before this happened. Mind you, they got into an argument. When police are investigating, that's one thing they're going to look into, is the motive. It's like, oh, well, weeks before this incident happened, him and his ex got into it, and then all of a sudden he's not here. And then right after the whole situation, she's saying he's dead. I know he's dead. Then getting mad at his friend for posting stuff about him in a group chat and saying, stop posting about him. You can't post about him, trying to police people about what they post. That seems very suspicious to me, especially a weird conversation I had with her, which I didn't know how to record at the time, that I thought was really weird, the stuff that she was saying to me. So I do not know if this guy came from social media. Yeah, what that report states, it does not say anyone from social media, because they did not know that I was being harassed on social media. They had not interviewed me yet. Mind you, I didn't get interviewed for a while. I was in the back of the cop car till the sun came up, not knowing if my brother or my mom both died, because they couldn't tell me anything. The chaplain does not tell you. The cop has to tell you. And if it's 2 people involved in your family, he just says, sorry for your loss, but the police have to tell you. Because I asked him, I said, hey, was it my mom and my brother? And he said, I can't tell you that. I sat there for hours not knowing who died. I already knew my brother was dead, but I couldn't face reality. If my mom died as well, then I would have had nobody. That is the reality of what was happening. And then on top of that, right, I do not know if this dude came from social media, because mind you, my brain was thinking him and his ex just got into it not too long ago, and she makes threats about putting holes in people. She is a very violent, very threatening person. Mind you, this was not, and there was weird instances before then. There was a car. We were sleeping at the park, and there was the parking lot of the library, actually. We were sleeping in the parking lot of the library, and this SUV comes right up to the car, right? Starts doing a donut and honking like crazy, right? Just like they were gonna ram us. Then they sped off, they took off, and my brother was like, that was the first night. Or not the first night, that was one of the nights. One other night, there was a black or gray van that did the same thing as the SUV. Pulled up like it was gonna ram us. Started doing donuts and honking. That's when my brother said, nah, we're gonna catch this person. So he went to chase them, disappeared, gone. So then we go by the church where the park is. They're on the other side at the library in the parking lot. So he chases them and they're gone. So then they're on the other side by the church, and it's a cat and mouse game. So he's trying to chase this person to get their license plate so he can report it to the police. Finally, at like 2 or 1 a.m., they were gone. They just left. He chased them down San Mateo, and then they just turned off somewhere and they were gone. So then they didn't come back. We slept, whatever. We went to sleep at 2 or 1 a.m. We were in this like chase with this car. He did call the police and make a report. Even though he didn't get the license plate, he still made a report. Okay, whatever. So then he had that Mustang, which I gave it to his friend, whatever. I couldn't fix it. It's very expensive. I needed $1,000 to fix it. The Mustang that he had, we came back from a meet and we park in the parking lot, open the door, and there's some homeless guy sleeping in his Mustang eating the sack lunches we got from the church. So he was eating the Vienna weenies, and my brother was like, hey bro, what are you doing? He goes, while we were sitting in the car, and he opens it, and he's like, "Get out, hey bro, get out of my car. What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know." Like, you didn't know? You're sleeping in someone's car and you didn't know, and you're in there. So then he was trying to get someone to tow it out of the lot. So then I had to take the car, and even though they told him not to do it, he still did it. He used his car to push the Mustang, right? So he used his car to push the Mustang to where we were sleeping at. So I pushed it. I got into the Honda. I drove the Honda, and I pushed it to where it needed to go. But yeah, that's what I did. I had to drive the Honda, so I pushed the Mustang. I drove it, and then literally that's where the Mustang was. But yeah. Well, you can't buy my storage because they know I'm going to pay it. So, yeah. But yeah, my phone, my portable charger stopped charging, and it's late. I need to go get some sleep. Yeah, I can drive. I actually went driving like several times. I had a car, guys. I had an old Buick, and then my brother gave me this small Ford SUV. Yes, I had 2 cars, but he gave one to his coworker because he needed it for work, and the other one his coworker ended up buying it back. So yeah, I had 2 cars. And my brother took me driving because I was learning to drive, so I could get my driver's license to drive the car. But that never happened because he was always working, and then he was always going out doing things. So yeah. Well, I will be able to afford a car once I get a place. I'm going to get a car. I'm going to work on getting a car, and then because I need to learn to drive so me and my mom could go places, because going by bus, especially in the heat, is a no-go. So yeah. No, my mom did not die. So yeah. I wanted one of those sit-on scooters like a Vespa, but I don't think I want to ride a scooter. Like, I've always wanted one of those scooters, like a Vespa that you sit on. That was when I said, well, if I don't get a car, I'll probably try to get one of those scooters. But no, I think I want to get a car. So yeah. But anyways, I gotta get ready and go to sleep. I'm not anywhere. I'm not even gonna answer that. Did you think that I just stopped thinking that way? Because I still have those thoughts. Like, why would I answer that? That's really weird. If I was counting on randomly being given a free house, then how come I don't have a GoFundMe up? Make that make sense. I haven't. In order for me to get a free house, I would have to ask someone for a free house. And have I asked for a free house? No. I literally asked to raise money to buy a house, but I've never asked for a free house. Nowhere have I ever asked for a free house. Yes, I have put up a GoFundMe to help raise money for me to pay for a house. But in order for me to get a free house, I would have to ask if someone would give me a house, and I haven't asked. Nor am I going to ask. I don't want to be given a house. Do you know how crazy that is? First of all, that is the dumbest thing ever. I ask for a house and someone gives it to me. That's a Dateline episode waiting to happen. I could be unalived. I don't know the person's intentions giving me the house. Second of all, people will start showing up to the house because they have access to my address so they can dox me. I need to be 100% careful in who has my information. The only person who's going to know anything about a house is going to be me when I buy one. When I make money to buy one. Because I'm not trusting anybody. Like, there's a lot of people that have offered me places right after the whole situation. And, some of them, I'm like, no, you know what? I gotta be very careful. Because they can offer me a place and then turn around and end up doxing the place. It's a whole thing. Like, I gotta, and some of these people never really responded back. But, or I politely declined because you gotta be aware of your safety, especially being the person that I am. I do not want to get doxed. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get a house because I'm gonna work for it. Yes, because they said they had family members that owned a house. Mind you, my brother's ex lied to us. She had the nerve to say, oh, my mom has houses that she owns and we can let you stay in one of the houses. And I was like, okay. First of all, my concerns were raised and I said no, because she's going to end up doxing the place. She knows where we live. I said, but if you guys want to live in the house, then I said, it's your choice. I don't mind living in the house. She's giving it to us, but I don't think it's a good idea because she's going to dox the place. She has doxed us before, and that's the concerns I raised. But my family was like, it's a house. And I'm like, okay, you want to do it, then fine. But you'll learn when people start showing up. Then she turns around and says, oh, my mom said no, she's not going to let you stay in one of the houses. She said no. I'm like, first of all, why are you offering a house that is not yours? And if that's the case, then why are you living in that house? She was lying to us. Her mom does not own any houses, because if her mom owned houses, then why was she not living in one? I've been in the same spot. How have I been in the same spot if I'm not living in a car and I have a roof over my head? That doesn't make sense. Goodbye. And you've been in the same spot. You've been since after my brother died, even when he was alive, being a troll. If someone does not want to get a job, block them. Why are you still here? I have a job, but I don't understand why you're still here, running your gums and talking about how you need to get a job. Well, if you feel I'm not wanting to get a job, block me. Why are you still here trying? I wouldn't be in someone's live stream. And there are scammers on TikTok all the time that refuse to get jobs. I'm not one of those people, but there are those people that are on there asking for cash apps every day. They get cash apps to go from one place to another, right? To go to the place that they need to get to, and they don't even use it for that. They ask for money for Uber so they can get to their destination, and then they're back on live asking for an Uber to get to the same destination. It used to be that OMG Terrence guy used to do that, right? Until he actually, whatever the case may be. But here's the thing, right? Those people, and some of them, have the means to get a job. That's the difference. And the thing is that I'm not those people. And those people, I'm not in their life every single day telling them to get a job. I've blocked them and I've moved on with my life, because I don't need to spend every waking moment of my life constantly drilling into someone, constantly telling them, hey, get a job, 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 get a job. If you believe someone does not want to get a job, block them. Because why are you so obsessed with someone that much that you tell them that? Okay, who cares if you think I do not have a job and I do not get paid? Okay, fine, then why are you still here? Block me. If I don't have a job, okay, so then why do you need to be here telling me to get a job? If you are sitting here telling me to get a job, you have no life. I'm gonna say you don't have a life, because if you had a life, people who have a life wouldn't be sitting in someone's live stream telling them to get a job. You would have something better to do than to tell someone to get a job. You don't have anything better to do, so that's why you do that. What is free entertainment? There's nothing about free entertainment about telling someone to get a job. That's not entertaining. Considering the fact that there are large content creators that get told to go get a job. I'm not the only one. Hello. Is that free entertainment? Like, people probably tell iShowSpeed to go get a job. People have told a lot of large content creators, and let's not go there with they make money. It does not matter. I'm not talking about the money aspect of it. I'm talking about telling people to go get a job. Like, that's not entertaining. Telling someone to go get a job is boring. You recycle what other people say. It's either you don't have a job jokes, it's either you're broke jokes, it's either you look old, which I do not look old, or it's the fat phobic jokes. You don't have anything original. Or it's either you got canceled for something that's from like 8 years ago, or this, and this. You bring up old stuff. You don't have anything original. It's either you're fat, you're broke, you have no place, blah, 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 blah. Like, get a life already. Stop picking jokes out of the book of Moses, okay? Please. Your jokes are older than Moses. They're not original. They're not new. They're not funny. They're boring, and nobody cares. If I cared when you told me to go get a job, I would have. No one is telling me what to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And if you don't like it, well, you can leave. It is my life. It is not yours. My life does not revolve around you and what you get to sit here and try to tell me what to do. I am not a Barbie doll. You do not get to sit here and try to control my life and tell me what I need to do. You are not my parent. And thank God you didn't give birth to me. I would be embarrassed. Bruh. Some of you guys have parents that literally never taught you how to mind your own business. Because if I literally came up on the internet and told someone to go get a job, you know, right? And yes, I did say put the fries in the bag to James Charles. Yes, I did. But let's be honest, my mom would have knocked me. I would have got hit. You need to learn to stay in your place. If I would do what half of y'all are doing to anyone online and be in someone's business, your mom, your dad, your parents never knocked you in the head hard enough for you to realize that that's not okay to do. Like, some of y'all should have got knocked. Some of y'all should have got hit anytime you stuck yourself in someone else's business. That is so crazy. That's why you guys have no respect whatsoever. You're disrespectful. You come online thinking you could say whatever you want and you could get away with it. That's not how it works. If I want to say something on the internet, I have a right to say something on the internet. It has nothing to do with keeping my business off the internet. It has everything to do with people minding their own business instead of sticking their nose in someone else's business. That's the thing. You wouldn't walk up to someone in real life and tell them to get a job in front of your parents, because your parents would have slapped you in the back of the head. We knew better than to not butt ourselves in people's business. I knew better than to not step into my parents' business, because if I did, I would have got slapped in the back of the head for minding their business, not mine. You know, when your parents tell you stay in a child's place, well, that should be you, stay in an adult's place. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, because some of you guys need to learn to mind your business. Saying, oh, well, you put your business on the internet. It doesn't matter. You have no life. If you're telling someone to get a job, then you have no life. What are you doing? If I spent my time sitting online telling someone to get a job all day, I must have one miserable life. Mind you, we have a lot of stuff planned. My mom found a lot of restaurants for me to go try. I'm going to be doing cake decorating every month. I already have plans for what I'm going to do when I get a place. I'm not going to be a bum on the internet worried about things that do not concern me. I'm going to live my life because we only get one life. And we only live up to 100 years, if that. We only got 100 years to live. Maybe less than that. You'll be grateful if you make it to 80. I gotta live my life. I don't need to be living my life the way people need to tell me to live my life. I gotta go out there and enjoy my life. Dress how I want to dress, look how I want to look, act how I want to act. I don't need anybody telling me I need to act a certain way, be a certain way. I don't need any of that. I only got one life. What did Drake say? You only live once? I am not spending my life being an internet troll that is decaying away because I'm typing with my fingers. You'd probably pass away with your finger on the keyboard. I could picture some of y'all literally dying at the keyboard. Like, hello? Anyways, I gotta go because I am tired. It is windy and I need to get warm. Have a good day or night where you guys are, and I will see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your guys' day or night and stay safe. For those of you who were not rude, because I know there's a lot of people that's not rude, but I'm gonna go. Like, people be like, wasn't you trying to off yourself? Does it look like I'm okay? Because some people mistake someone being happy for being okay. Actually, the most depressed people are the people that look and act happy. Just saying. Like, I never got over that. But anyways, have a good day or night where you guys are, and I will see you guys later. I am tired. I need to go get some sleep. Bye guys. Good night.